Welcome to this episode of Creating Your Encore Life. And this is episode 199, which is really going to be a replay of an earlier episode I did about a year ago that talks about what about my encore career in a recession. So while this is a replay, I think it's a topic that really needs to always have continued work on our part. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
This is Creating Your Encore Career and Becoming a Silver Entrepreneur with your host, Lynn Freest. Lynn will share ideas and expert advice from people that are walking in your shoes and living their encore careers, where they want and at the pace they want. You'll start a company of one with confidence and knowledge to live a fulfilled life of freedom and ease. Lynn is a coach and leadership consultant whose mission is to show senior leaders and experts how to start something refreshing and new after a full career in the corporate environment.
Welcome to this episode of Creating Your Encore Career and Becoming a Silver Entrepreneur. This is episode 148, and it's titled, What About My Encore Career in a Recession? Well, I'll soon be offering openings in my Encore Career coaching group, and this is a program that will enable you and a peer group to launch and develop your own encore careers. So to get a powerful start, please contact me. So again, this idea of why would I even want to create an encore career? Maybe especially in circumstances like this. You may have a good-sized portfolio, but now you're going to wonder if it'll let you live the life you want for the next 30 years. And probably more importantly, how will you handle a potential downturn? I mentioned in the last episodes, we've had an interesting 3 years and soon to be fourth. 2020 was the work from home. 2021 was the Great Resignation. 2022, work restarts, but so does inflation. So what are you going to do? Are you going to postpone retirement? Are you going to go ahead and retire, but you need to supplement your income? Are you at the wrong end of another layoff and it's just not even your choice? So I always ask you to go back and think about your goals. It could be there's something like earning, learning, and leaving a legacy, or maybe something like working when you want, where you want, and doing work on the things that you love. So any of these things, just always please go back and rethink about where you're starting from as to what you want in life. So recession, like any of these things, and whether it was voluntary or involuntary, whatever circumstance you're in, I think you always have to consider, do you want to be considered a victim or an actor? Are you a victim of a recession or circumstances? Are you going to go ahead and be an actor in some fashion, doing what you can with what you have? You think of a recession, and is that a challenge or an opportunity? I remember reading some years ago about one of the big consulting groups surveyed companies coming out of a recession. And they said the best companies actually accelerated out of a downturn. So you think about that in your personal sense. Okay, I'm an expert. I have experiences. Could I go out and sell myself to companies as helping them accelerate out of a downturn and not just survive it? So that's just, again, a kind of a mindset or perspective you might hold. You think about recessions, been here before. We've seen them in whether it was the 80s, the 90s, the dot-com bust, the Great Recession of 2008, even the COVID shutdown. We've seen these things before. So we know how to manage them. We know how to get through them. We also know how to recover from them. And all the prognosticators always talk about this is what's going to happen in a recession, but we honestly don't know. What we do know right now is the global economy is uneven. The supply chains are disrupted. Some places have COVID still going on and they're not producing. Other places, quite frankly, there's war going on and they're not producing. So the economy, while it may have some underlying strengths, is certainly uneven. Now, how long will it last? Who knows? Just in terms of general recessions, 12 months, something like that. So as you think about what you want to do with your encore career, think about, okay, the tough sledding may go on for 12 months on some of these aspects. On the other hand, this is a great time to be building things. And the underlying issues haven't really changed. We still don't have enough talent in our country. People in the second half of life remain essential to our full functioning of an economy. So now what? The questions are, do you keep working? Do you go ahead and launch your encore career? Do you sort of take a small step? and look for adjacencies to your current work and maybe establish something of a side hustle to practice your idea while you continue to work. Now, moving forward, you're going to have to go out and sell yourself, especially as companies may be reluctant to hire, reluctant to get started again. It's going to be more important than ever that you're prepared to sell yourself the things that you can help companies do. Now, Accenture published some information saying the pandemic really speeded up tech adoption and also remote work, as we all know. So you have to think about, okay, where might I be a step or two behind in either my digital skills or certainly considering your digital presence? So maybe that's something that you could be building over the period where there might be an economic downturn going on. Another Accenture and Harvard did a study where they talked about hidden workers, the workers that are available out there like us who are in Encore Careers and other people, whether they be with disabilities or culture or ethnicity, whatever it may be. There are hidden workers out there that the automated systems and just the things where companies normally look are missing a lot of talent. And again, now that we know that remote work is possible, some of these other things, they can go out and start engaging with talent in different places than they did before. So basically, you want to work on things like your digital presence, your digital skills, so you're not going to be considered a hidden worker. Another interesting idea to go to work on during this time is your networks, both your old network and your new network. Maybe you've been too busy to really either build relationships or reconnect with people. So this would be another time where you're not necessarily asking people for work, but you are connecting with people. And in terms of building your digital presence and skills, it's wise to go out and connect with a diverse group of people, both age-wise and technical skill-wise. So you can really start building what's the new network you need to have in your Encore career. And then finally, this is an opportunity to work on your health. Again, as you look forward to going on for another 30 years, often people, as we've come to this, we've been so busy, we just have neglected to work on our health. So this is it's a time to be more intentional about it. I think many people had that happen during the Great Shutdown year, but we need to reinforce that again and go to work on our health because now we've got a longer timeline in front of us that we're kind of looking at. So with all that said, I want to always go back to I can help you utilizing the You Are the Brand framework from Mike Kim. Again, his 8 steps, creating your point of view, your personal stories, building a platform, creating products, creating your pitch, and developing partners, some of which I've mentioned earlier here as things you can do even if there's a tough economic environment out there. So to wrap this short episode up, I just want to share with you, again, the best companies are going to want to accelerate out of downturn. So you need to be there to tell them, I can help you. I know how to do this. I know how to rebuild whatever we need to rebuild. I know how to help us take the next step as we help a company accelerate out of the downturn. And again, you've been here before. You can tell people, I've seen these. I know how to manage these things. I know how to recover from them. You've seen this stuff before. Again, I recommend building your digital presence and skills. You don't want to be that hidden worker that people can't find for one reason or another. Work on your networks. Redevelop old ones and create brand new ones. Create a new network of colleagues and friends that you can work with as you move forward in your Encore career. And finally, as always, as I mentioned before, it bears repeating, work on your health. Make sure you're intentional about preparing yourself for that next step in your Encore career. And I'd like to finish off with the 3 key questions. It comes from Mike's book, You Are the Brand. What pisses you off? For me, it's dealing with ageism in the workplace and culture. It's the fact that I was told at one point, Lynn, this is a developmental role. You're too old to take this role. Second question is, what breaks your heart? Again, for me, it's seeing talented elders either forced onto the sidelines or left on the sidelines because they don't know how to start that Encore career that would really be fulfilling for them and allow them to thrive. And then finally, what's the big problem I'm going to solve? It is helping modern elders create a fulfilling Encore career. That's what I'm trying to go out and help people do so they can enjoy their Encore career as much as I'm enjoying mine. So remember, with an Encore Career, the rewards are great. You can work when you want, where you want, and do the work you love. And I'll soon be offering openings in my Encore Career group coaching program. And this is a program that will enable you and a peer group to launch and develop your own Encore careers. So to get a powerful start, please contact me. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.